things that are different. And what good political people do is they try to find out those nuances. What I always call it is people have to study the local political culture. I mean, I ask the Chris's this all the time. I say, well, what about, in this state, do they put signs in front of polling places? And is that, a big thing, on election day, or do they not? Do they let people put up house signs, and what are the rules in regards to them? When I drop these young kids into presidential campaigns that I work a lot in, I try to train these kids. I say, you are going to somebody's home, and you need to do, I don't care if you're going to East Podunk, Iowa, or, East Texas, or wherever it is. You need to learn about that town, learn about that history. There will be some place in that town that all the political people hang out. Everybody, one thing about politics is everybody likes to talk about it. And you find political people, and if you go to them, they will tell you. They will not shut up. They will give you the information. So you just got, part of this learning how to listen and having enough front time, so you can go there and listen and make really, really good notes to understand things, on a community by community basis.
Tim T-By from Lake City. I have two questions. First, how effective is the internet? Second, in my last campaign, I could not get the 25 to 50-year-olds out to vote. From 50 and above, I had no problem. So how do we get the 25 to 50-year-olds out?
Well, that's, it's beginning to change, and that's, I think the largest fundamental change you're going to see in this election cycle is young people voting. And, and young people, right, in America, the rule of thumb is the older you are, the more likely you are to get voted. People 55 plus vote at, 80 to 95 percentile, and the younger you get, the less you vote. But for the first time, we're having a huge uptick. It hasn't been for the first time. It's been a gradual, growing thing between, 18 to 30-year-olds. But Barack Obama has built his entire campaign and the guts of his campaign on 18 to 30-year-old vote. And he got them to turn out, in the Iowa caucus, so they can definitely turn out. As to your other question with the internet, and we'll talk about this, the thing about the internet is, look, in campaigns, you got, remember, how do you win campaigns? Right message, right voters, to the right time, the right amount of times. And then you got a bunch of tools to deliver that message. And we'll talk about those tools. The internet is a tool to do that. And we're to a point of campaigning that everybody needs to have an internet site. Some of it is communication, like getting, information out to voters. Some of it is that, it hasn't been that long ago that we didn't have the internet. We made press packets like this for every candidate. We gave them to every press person. You're going to be wanting to talk to reporters. You know that you want, the media to know about your campaign. Well, the media now, they don't leave their office. They go online and they check the website, and that's how you're going to define yourself, is by what you see on your websites. Websites can be very dangerous. I see candidates all the time make mistakes on their websites. They put stuff up there they should never put up there. I say, remember, if you're going to, want to get into the deep policy discussions and issues, you're not going to get more than 1% of people that exactly agree with you. And you can be open up to dialogue. Well, I really don't agree with you on this because I think it should be this way and this way and this way, and then suddenly you're lost in weeds. I always recommend that people begin with the internet by thinking about their website as being an electronic press kit. Here's me, here's my picture, here's my bio, here's my background. Here's my district. Third-party endorsements. That's one of my favorite things on websites. What people are saying about Susan Chris. Where I get, good friends and other people, and, so that they can do that. And then there are many ways to use the internet, and it becomes a budget mechanism. It's like when you look at right message, right time, you look at these delivery mechanisms, and just like Judge Chris says, you have to figure out what works in your area, and what's really effective. You can spend $40,000 on an internet site. You can also have your friend Bob's son, do it. You might not know what he's doing, or you can do somewhere in between. And that technology is emerging more and more. But one thing we do know is voters from the age to 18 to 30, it's where they get their primary information for voting. It's where they get their primary information. That's where they get their primary information for everything. But it's definitely where they get voting. We were just talking about this the other day when I was having a meeting with Judge Chris about how, at the end of this campaign, when people are going to be looking, well, who else is on that ballot? It's the presidential ballot. What's the Supreme Court stuff? People are going to go to the internet to seek that out. So we're doing some real innovative things, on her campaign that, Jeff can talk to you about, with Google and other things. There's more and more tricks on how to do this stuff.